Okay, I have listened to both The Plague and The Stranger by Camus. And in The Stranger, it's like he doesn't give a crap about anybody. And then all of a sudden he realizes after killing this man and he's in jail, he goes before the court, and all of a sudden he gets it that he's in trouble. And at the last, the priest comes to talk to him, and the priest asks him, "Why don't you call me father?" Because he's Catholic. And the protagonist says, "You're not my father." And he's very angry about being confronted by this. Then in the plague, the doctor and the priest are the ones that are talking because they're the ones that are working with all the people that have the plague. And, you know, the priest is talking about God's will. And, the doctor says, "You and I are both doing the same thing. And we are joined together in a way that God can't separate us. But I'm not a believer, and you are." And it shakes the priest's confidence because he's just seen a little child die a horribly painful death from the plague. And so he gives a sermon, and in it he says, "There is evil in the world, but there are two kinds of evil. There's the evil that people commit that should be punished. And there's evil in like the diseases and the natural disasters, and that we should be able to separate the two." And I really had to think on that because I am Christian, and those questions do bother me because I have a lot of friends that either have other faiths or, they're atheists or agnostics. Like my mom, she believes God set us down here, but He didn't give us operating instructions. Just like she said, God gave teenagers sexual desires, but He didn't tell them what to do with them. I just really, really loved that priest because he talked about the two kinds of evil. And I loved the doctor because he said, "We're here working together. It's like we're brothers in this. We have seen the most terrible things, and you care as much as I do. And even though I don't have faith and you do, God can't separate us from that experience and that bond about helping with people." And I was thinking in The Stranger, he's an atheist, but he's also like a sociopath, has no emotions. He just does things, whatever comes to him, whatever he feels like doing. He goes back and he shoots the guy that's the brother of the sister who his friend beat up because he thinks that she's, all that kind of like, you messed around with my friend because he beat up your sister and all this. I mean, the guy is just, we know those kind of people. We all do. Maybe there are some of us that snapped out of being those kind of people. But in the plague, the priest and the doctor work beyond the point of exhaustion. And so do their friends. And I actually don't care what they believe, because if they're helping humanity, there's a part in the Bible that said, "If you give me a piece he said, "You did not give me water, you did not give me bread, you did not visit me in prison, you did not clothe me." And to the others, he says, "You did do this to me." And they said, "When did we do this?" And he said, "When you do this to the least of them, you're doing it to me." The ones that helped were called the sheep, and the ones who didn't were called the goats. Now, in the plague, to me, both the doctor and the priest and their friends that worked so hard, they're sheep. I'm sorry, guys, they're just sheep. I honestly think Jesus would have liked them very much. A whole lot. And, Jesus was pretty radical. He really made a lot of people in the temple angry because he went around doing a lot of things that were inappropriate, like meeting people he wasn't supposed to, like healing the servant of a Roman centurion. And the centurion didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God, he just believed he could work miracles. Jesus was really strange. He was a radical. He was always stirring up trouble. You know, I think those of us who read the Bible a lot and quote verses at people, maybe we should go back and read it like we are encountering it for the first time to get what Jesus is really like instead of walking up to people and saying, "Have you accepted Jesus as your Lord and Savior?" You know, after I left Texas and lived in Alaska, do you know there are a lot of people that haven't read the Bible? And if we keep hitting them over the head with it, why would they want to? Why would they want to? That wasn't how Jesus worked. He said, "Come walk with me, follow me." Even his disciples didn't understand what he was up to until after he rose again. They didn't get it either. Maybe this is a rant, but you know, those two books affected me profoundly because I've known people who are like sociopaths and, you know, just barely scrape by doing the decent thing. And then I've met heroes of both kinds. Christian heroes, heroes from other faiths, heroes who were agnostics, heroes that were atheists. And I don't care. You know, I figure if they want to be a Christian like me, they're going to ask me. I don't hide it from anybody that I'm a Christian, and I'm obviously not the best example because I'm a cussing Christian. I smoke too much, you know. I'm a recovering alcoholic. But you know, I'm real. I am real. I don't have a professional Christian faith. I just don't. I show up with my messy hair. I show up sick. I show up with too many books. I show up talking too much. But I would rather be real than be putting on a professional game face. I mean, guys, I have my game face on all the time, and you see it. Games are sweaty. They are hard work. Beauty is for the soul. I hope I have a beautiful soul. I've met a lot of people who have beautiful souls. So if you've read The Plague or The Stranger, And you want to, you know, you can like message me, or you can like get with me on Google or make comments on YouTube. But I really want to have a conversation about it. I don't just want to present books to people. I want to know that you're out there and you've got something to say. And that, you know, I want to have a conversation with you, not just with my books. I want to have a conversation with you about these books. I didn't go to college and read all these books. I read them all on my own. I don't want outlines. I don't want classes. I want to talk to those of you who books are like food and like air. So leave your comments below, and or message Facebook, Google Plus, YouTube, wherever, and let's start talking. Bye.